Hi, my name's Frattone, and this is my religious studies video. Um, I was, as a child, I was born a Christian, and growing up, I went to church every week. Um, and as I started growing up, towards high school, I also started going to a teen Bible study every week that we met on Wednesdays. And so we talk about the Bible during those days, and then it was also kind of a way to just hang out with different kids my age and kind of the same religion, and I really enjoyed that. I didn't really enjoy the whole religion side. I did enjoy actually hanging out with everyone though, but after a while of that, I didn't really see a need for it in my life, so I stopped going, and I would say I stopped towards the beginning of high school, and since then, up until now, I've not really been practicing religion. I'm not really necessarily looking for a different religion. I just I wanted to take this class so I could kind of get a better perspective on what else is out there and not just know only about Christianity. So, yeah, we're going to get an interview here with my mother to kind of talk about her experiences and what her thought process was for introducing me to Christianity.
For religion, with Dad's mom and dad, they were raised Catholic, being Italian, but they weren't practicing Catholic. So they would mostly just go during the holidays or for special occasions. And that was the same for my mom and dad. They were both raised Catholic, but they weren't really ever going to church. So there wasn't a huge amount of influence from them with religion. So we would just kind of go, when I was growing up, as we would go on Christmas or Easter, or sometimes we'd go as a whole family, but we didn't do any kind of Bible studies. We never opened the Bible. It just kind of sat there like, oh, there's the Bible, but nobody ever used it. And then when you guys were growing up, I kind of felt like that was something that was important. So I made you all go to church, and I put you in Bible studies, and I put you in Awanas so that you would actually open the Bible and read it and have some faith to kind of carry you through and give you that solid foundation that I felt everybody kind of needs. And then as you have all grown up, you've taken your own path and decided if you wanted to keep participating in church or maybe not so much right now. So that is the influence of religion in our lives, not a huge amount until adults.
Hi, my name is Madison. Uh, I suppose that my religion is Judaism. I was raised Jewish in a sense, although I'm not religious. Um, Both my parents are Jewish. Although my dad's half Jewish, my mom's Jewish, and from a religious standpoint, Judaism is passed down to the mother's line, so that makes me Jewish. Um, Religion didn't really play that big of a role when I was a child in kind of how I grew up. Usually only went to temple a few times a year for the first, 12, 14 years of my life. But after that, kind of put it off. The biggest part that I would say religion played in my life was a few of the kind of foundational pillars that my mom especially kind of used to teach us. One of those was like how important education was growing up for us, and how important it is to like, I don't know, do it to others or like kind of be your best self. Which I wouldn't say are specific tenets of just Judaism, but they are of Judaism the way at least I was raised. Um, right now, religion doesn't really play a specific role in my life because I'm not religious. I feel that Judaism is part of my heritage and part of my culture, although it doesn't actively play a role in the decisions I make. I don't really follow religion because I don't really have any need for it in some way. I guess in some senses, I think in a lot of ways people find religion and follow religion in order to either fill some part of their life or help them through a tough time, or because they were raised in a very religious household. The reason I don't really follow it along that, not that I necessarily don't need it, is that in my mind it's kind of doesn't really matter. A really good quote that I read one time that has kind of stuck with me, this is paraphrased, is that if there are gods and they're just, then they will judge you based on how well you live your life and how moral your life is. If there are gods and they're not just, and they punish you just because you don't follow them, even though you live a good life and like help others and live a morally good life, then you shouldn't really follow those gods. And if there are no gods, you've lived a good life, and a moral life. So with that in mind, I don't necessarily need religion. I don't think people generally need religion to guide their morals. You can be a great person with or without religion, or a really bad person with or without religion. Yeah, so when I was growing up, in my community there were many types of religions. I knew a few of the Jewish families, a few of those were my neighbors, obviously a lot of Christian families of different denominations of Christianity. I knew a few Muslim families growing up. I'm sure I actually knew people of other religions, but it was never a very big point of contention at all, or any kind of big talking point. Where I grew up was a very, I would say, well-educated, well-rounded community with people from all over the world. So I got a lot of exposure to many different cultures and religions and people, and it was never really something that you would single someone out for, even in not a negative way, but just kind of like a inquirious way. I did have one really good friend growing up who was Jewish, but we weren't friends because we were Jewish. We were just friends. We happened to both be Jewish. That answers your question.